In this video, I'm going to show you how you can build an AI agent. Now, I know that you've been seeing AI agent this, AI agent that all over the internet, but nobody's really telling you exactly how to build one yourself, and it's actually easier than you would think. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of how we can build an AI agent that is able to reply to our emails on our behalf. Now, this is a fairly simple AI agent, but after you watch this video in its completion, you're going to have the basic fundamentals on exactly how to build an AI agent for basically anything that you need one to do. So if you have a virtual assistant that handles back and forth negotiations, or if you have somebody at your company that does customer service, you can now build an AI agent that is trained exactly perfectly on all of your company's due diligence and all your company's sales contacts, on all your company's policies, and implement them perfectly every single time. There's no human error. So AI agents are incredibly powerful. So I'm not here to waste your time. I'm just going to get into showing you how to build it. So let's go see what I did. So welcome to my laptop where I do all of this fun, cool stuff. Okay, so over here you can see this is a Telegram message, and Telegram is just going to be the jumping point where we talk back and forth to our AI agent. So easy peasy, you might have this on your phone already. So we're just going to hit start, and remember I have trained this one to respond to my emails. So it's going to pop up, hey, here's a summary of all of your emails. So we can see here I have from Aaron. I sent this to myself so we could test it together, and it says subject YouTube video tutorial snippet. Hi Aaron, I hope you're doing well. My name is blah 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 about social media partnerships. So I'm going to ask it, tell me more about Aaron's email. Okay, so let's see if it can process this request. Oh, there we go. So if you want me to take any action regarding this email, like drafting a response or prioritizing it, please let me know. This is all my AI agent. This isn't a person, this is a chat bot that I have trained to answer my emails. So I'm going to say, write a response to her, address her major concerns. Now, remember, I've trained this AI chatbot on all of the policies for my business, so it should already know exactly what to say. So I have it trained to send HTML format. Hi, Aaron, thanks for reaching out to me. It's great to hear about the upcoming collaboration opportunity. I'm very interested in exploring how we can all work together, etc. So it's selling my content. And then here it says, can you share more details about your timelines and specifics? So it's doing some really important diligence for me, like when do you need this and what are you actually asking me for here? So it's really expanding on that, but I actually just want to get right into it. So actually, can you send our rate and links? So see how I'm just using like general language? This is all really straightforward and simple, and it should be able to rewrite the email. Oh, there it is. And here we go. So it has rewritten the email, and you can see here it has input our brand deal rates. It's also included all of the links for our social media profile. So all I asked it for is, can you send our rates and links? I didn't even type it properly. And it was able to deduce exactly what I needed. So this looks good to me. And now I can say, send it. And the AI agent is literally going to send this email for me. And I don't know, maybe I'm a nerd, but I think that's so awesome. And this is going to save me so much time. And I've been working through my emails with this all week long, and it is working seamlessly. So let's go see the email and what it actually sent. Okay, so you can see here, I asked it to send it over here, and there it is. So let's go read it. You see how it's bolded in some areas, and that's because we trained it to reply in HTML. So, hey, thanks for reaching out. Here's our rates. Here's all the links to my profile, and thank you so much, blah, 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 Aaron. So this was all handled inside of this bubble, this chat box bubble, and this is my AI agent that's working for me, and I'm going to show you how you can build one yourself. So here is the software that I use to build this workflow. It is called N8N, and I'm going to walk you through the process of how to do it. So you're going to go over here to create a workflow, and all the tools we're going to use are going to be linked down here in the description. So we're going to go over here and we're going to add a trigger. So a trigger is the first thing that happens in order to tell your AI agent to get to work. And as I showed you, the trigger in my AI agent is Telegram. So when I send it a message, it starts working. So we're going to set the first one up to be Telegram. So there are a bunch of different modules here that you can choose from. Telegram is here. So we're going to select on message, and we're going to go over here and we're going to build it out. So Telegram account, you're going to have to create a credential for your Telegram account. To get your credentials for your Telegram trigger, you're going to have to request an audience with the bot father. So if you go into Telegram and you type in bot father, you're going to find this guy. And if you hit start, the bot father is going to tell you all of the really cool things that it can do. Now, the thing that we needed to do for us today is to create a new bot, and it's going to prompt you and walk you through this process pretty simply. So the first thing it's going to tell us is to give it a name. Now, if you're working with multiple clients or you have multiple AI employees or AI agents, you're going to want to give them all a specific name so that you don't mix them up. But for this one, we're just going to call it the YouTube tutorial one. All right, and then it tells us that we have to create a username for it. And this is how you're going to actually summon your AI agent to be able to talk to it in Telegram. So it does have to end in bot. So we're going to say ecom era YouTube tutorial underscore bot. So let's see if it likes that. If it's a username that's already been used, it's going to tell you, but this one works fine. So congratulations on your new bot. You can find it here. So if you click this, it's going to open a new chat bubble, which is where we're going to communicate with our AI agent. And here is the credentials that we need. So this is your API key, and it's really important that you keep your API keys private, which is why I'm going to be deleting it after I make this video. But for this video, I wanted to show you guys exactly what you need to do. So you're going to go back over to your N8N tutorial, your Telegram trigger, and you're going to create a new credential. So you're going to simply copy and paste your access token, and you're going to give it a name so that you don't mix up which bots you're talking to. So YouTube bot is what this one's going to be called, and you're going to hit save. So that's perfect. And if we go back to our N8N, we are going to see here that we have our YouTube bot credentials all tested out, and the trigger is going to be on message. So whenever we get a message, we are going to be able to talk to that YouTube bot through N8N. Now you're going to want to test it to make sure it's working, and you're going to want to test after every single module that you build out. So we're going to test it, and you can see here that it is listening for an event. So what it's actually asking you to do is literally go to your new bot and test it out. So let's go do that. So here is our brand new AI agent. You can see here N8N is listening for an event, and this is our chat bubble in which we are going to communicate with our agent. So we're going to hit start, and we're just testing it out at this point so we can say really whatever we want. We just want to make sure that it's all connected properly. Here it's done listening, and over here you can see the output. So this is what it received. We know that it is working, so there we go. We're going to go back to our canvas and we're going to save it. Now that our Telegram is working correctly and our trigger is all set up, we have to build out our AI agent. And this is where it gets really cool. So if we hit the plus sign here and we go over to our search, we can search up AI agent. Now, over here, you're going to see the option to choose what type of agent you're looking for. And there's a bunch of different kinds, but my favorite is the tool agent. So the tool agent is going to be able to work with a bunch of different tools all within one prompt. And I just think that's so cool. So we're going to select tools agent, and here we're going to say define below. Now, text. This is where you're going to introduce yourself to your agent. This is going to be your prompt, what this agent does. Now, of course, this is going to be so specific to you. If you are a fitness instructor, your AI agent needs to know all about your business, who your ideal client is, etc. And I am somebody who works in AI and e-commerce, so my prompt is going to look a lot different, but there is something really specific that you will need to tell your AI agent every single time. And that is what type of tools you give it access to. So here's my special little hack. If you're going to be placed in a position where you need to come up with a really good prompt to make your AI agents work for you, you're going to use a large language model to perfect them. Now, I build out all of my prompts for literally everything inside of ChatGPT usually, and you can use any large language model that you like. So here's just a random prompt that I put together, and you can copy and paste that from your large language model after you've perfected it and put it in here. Now, I'm going to tell it that you can access Gmail, okay? And you'll see why this is important next step. Down here, you can see chat model, memory, and tools. You are going to need to connect a brain to your AI agent, and this is going to be a large language model. So you can use any large language model that you like. I just use ChatGPT because it knows me the best, and you can use DeepSeek, you can use Anthropic, literally anyone that you like. This is totally up to you. Now, you will have to connect your API key to use your large language model, and if you do happen to use ChatGPT, I do have a tutorial down here in the description on how to find your API key. Now we're going to select which model we want to use, and we are simply going to use 40. This will work just fine. Great. Our AI agent can get a new name now. So we're going to rename this as our email agent. Excellent. Rename. So our email agent has a brain, so it can use the large language model. All right, so now that it has a brain, we can start to give it tools. Now this is where you can get as creative as you want, and I think it's really neat. So in here, for instance, say you have a specific onboarding package that you like to do for new hires, you could give it that as a tool so that it would have very specific information about your business. Now this AI agent that I'm teaching you guys how to build is going to be an email delegation service. So we're going to add, of course, our Gmail. And the first thing that we need our Gmail to do is we need it to actually be able to go get the emails. So under operation, you're going to select get many, resource is message, and set automatically. So we're going to not want to return all of our emails at once. That would just be too many. So we'll do 50 at a time. Now that it can get emails, you're also going to want it to send emails. So we're going to add another Gmail tool. The operation is send. Now, we do have a variable input for our to field. So who is it going to, and what the subject is, and what the message is, right? So our AI agent is going to get the mail, and then we need it to send out an email. So here is how we make sure that the input for the to field is going to be able to be variable based on what the large language model thinks up for a response. Now, it's going to have to be this exact expression, and you might want to copy and paste it exactly. So from the AI to the raw email address of the recipient. I had to go back and forth with ChatGPT to get these expressions to work. So I think it would just be easier for you to copy and paste them exactly. So I'm going to put them down here in the description. So the send field is going to be from the AI, and then the message field is going to be the body. So we're going to make sure that you append the N8N attribution, because this is going to be a little message at the bottom of every email that says like automatically sent with N8N, and it just doesn't look very professional. So our send emails is complete. You're going to want to give your AI agent a little bit of memory. So this is going to allow it to kind of remember what you guys were talking about in your Telegram message bubble. And this is just going to make it work a lot more seamlessly, because you don't want to have to start over and over. Imagine if you had an assistant and you had to retrain them every single time you spoke to them. That would be pretty annoying. So you can choose a bunch of different options. The window buffer is just as the easiest one. So you can go ahead and select that as the memory. So to program your memory, you're simply going to select define below, and you're going to pull over the ID, the message ID, so that it can remember the last message that you sent. Now the context window length, like how long do you want it to remember what you've been talking about? I like to say about 25 messages back. So here we go. So now we have a ChatGPT module, which is going to work as the brain. So this is going to do all the critical thinking for you. So here you're going to send your Telegram message. So, hey, AI agent, go get my emails. It's going to be able to summarize them. And then it's going to send it to the ChatGPT module, and it's going to think about what you should reply. And then it can actually send the message. And this memory is going to act as its capacity to carry on a conversation with you over a couple different messages without forgetting. Now we have to have an output. So how is it going to send you the information at the end? And again, we're going to put in our Telegram, send a text message. We're going to make sure that the credentials are connected to the same chat bubble that we had been using in the first module, and we're going to select operation send a message. So as you can see here, we're looking for chat ID, and we're going to want to go back to our trigger, and we're going to find where it says chat ID. You're simply going to drag and drop that there. And here in the text bubble, we're going to have the output from the email agent. So there we go. Now it's going to be able to reply to that original message, and it's going to have the output be designed by the email agent based on the prompt that we gave it earlier. Excellent. So we're going to test this step. We're going to go back to our canvas and we're going to save it. So now we're going to want to test out our workflow. So I'm going to hit test our workflow. We're going to go back over to our chat bubble that we created earlier, and I'm going to ask it to send me a summary of my emails. Now, if this is all set up correctly, we're going to be able to see it working over here, and it's talking to the ChatGPT module. The email agent is delegating the work. It's going to my Gmail, and then it should be able to send the output. So let's go see what my response is. And boom, there we go. So here I asked it to summarize my emails, and it did. And then I asked it to compose a draft for email number 1 in its summary, and it did. And now remember, it's trained to act like me and my business. So it composed an email that I would have written, and then I just said, send it over, and it did. So now I have a perfectly functioning AI agent that's able to delegate and manage my emails. Now that was a pretty simple AI agent that we just built together, but I did want to show you one that I've been working on for a while. Now I keep going back in and adding new things to this one as we go. So this is what I call my content assistant. So this one helps me run my content business. So over here we have the trigger, just like we set up in the last ones, where I can actually do a voice memo, or I can also just send it a text memo like I showed you in the last one. And here, if I sent it a voice memo, for instance, OpenAI is going to transcribe that recording to then send it over to my delegation agent. So my delegation agent is trained, the prompt, it's a massive prompt, okay? I've been working on it forever. This is trained on all of my social media platforms, all of my rate cards, how I like to negotiate deals. It knows everything about how I would normally reply to an email. And it's important that you guys are constantly perfecting these prompts so that they are so powerful. Now remember, whenever you do add a new tool to your AI agent, you have to tell it in your prompt that it now has access to that new tool. So here is what it does for me. It can get my emails, it can send my emails, it can get the weather. I also have a bunch of different content inspiration, so different websites that I use to go and find relevant topics in my niche. So we can go back and forth on content ideas, and it even has a calculator. So this one is super powerful. So now instead of opening up my emails and typing a bunch of stuff and using ChatGPT to edit them and so on and so forth, I can literally just manage all of my emails directly here. And this is going to be trained on how to write like me, how to sound like me, everything about my business. And it's actually going to be able to send and edit and write and compose emails directly in this one single Telegram box. Now imagine if you were onboarding somebody to your company and you trained an AI agent to know all the things that are required to be successful in their role. And when they got stuck during their training, they could just go over to this Telegram box and say, hey, how do I perform XYZ? And this Telegram box can actively coach them. So that's just one example. These can get as big and crazy and as creative as you can imagine. I hope this tutorial helps you understand how you can start building AI agents for your life or your business. And if you found this helpful, I really hope you drop a like or subscribe. And as always, the tools that you need are going to be down here in the description. So let me know, did you get stuck anywhere? Have you been able to build these successfully? And how have you implemented them? For instance, one of the ones that I built is acting as a secretary, where I just take a picture of a document and it reads it and then files it in a Google Doc. I think it's so cool. So if you like AI automations and you found this useful, please check out my channel. I have a couple other tutorials on things that you can build using this kind of technology. And that's all I got for you today. Bye.